We only have so much time here to figure something out. You see, and most of us are distracted, so distracted, this is not even a real conversation to them. And you know, it takes my conversation away that much more being distracted. I experienced being pretty much hijacked, moving into the narcissist paradigm when I know that what I need to do, I was well on my way, and it's just trying to get enough money to stay quiet enough, because what I've been experiencing being alone as I have been able to be is a side of reality in life and getting information that I could only do it if I was just isolated and just say fuck the world, and also having gone through a lot of transformation, fasting a lot, but then picking myself up out of that. Nobody picked me up from the near starvation level that I was at. I mean, I could have died if I just kept going. I pulled myself up out of that by getting food stamps. What people were bringing me was nice and everything, but I needed to get my solid supply in. So I have had that, and I'm feeling so much better. But this is on top of now I'm having to purge just this toxicity coming from people who moved in upon me to help. And it's like, I would rather have not experienced that. I see the possibility for me that, like, well, Shauna, if you want, you can have a real love relationship after this, but it's like, no, this is actually telling me that I don't want anything to do with it, especially these fucking men. I'm not a man hater. See, I also look at women too. Really, my dialogue would be, women are creating men to hate them. Because why? Well, they marry them for their money, or they take their money and they just open their legs and they act dead, and that's it. But give me that money. Give me that money. So men hate women, and women hate men. I don't want that. I don't want any of that. I say, who's capable of rising above that is just pure awareness. Pure awareness isn't a man or a woman. It's just now. This moment now. I have authentically kind of stayed there and minded my own business. I've never gotten the situation where it's like we really depend on these people to come through for us. Are you kidding? No, I come through for me. And see, this is my experience with the women in my life. We don't have men around for them to make money. I mean, of course, pay your fucking way, and if you're going to be living at our house, you pay for your way. That's really, my mom owned her house, and my grandmother, she built a house, and she owns this house. So we don't have men around here because they're throwing money at us. No, we have them around here because we're having fun with them. We have a good time with them. They are our friends. They fend for us in a way that we can use. Shoot, the husband that my grandmother had, man, he would just up and jump and go fucking slug somebody in the face if they fucked with family. Boy, he was crazy about that. I miss that guy. He was my uncle. See, what happened was my dad and his brother were scoping out some women, and it happened to be a mother and a daughter. See, my dad got with my mom, and his brother got with my grandma. And that's how I ended up with Uncle Grandpa. And nobody understood their relationship because who he was and her, and really it was a dynamic that we can't say that was very healthy. I mean, to this day, I know why she would settle in for the kind of person he was, but the truth is, she would swear up and down to the very day that she would take her last breath that this is the love of her life and I want to see him when I die. And you can't convince that woman that wasn't the funnest person to be with all of her fucking 35 years or 40 or however long they were together, which was that long. And so, that's, I'm just reflecting. It's like, oh, no, you have people around because they're fun to be around. They compliment you, not because you're in a situationship. See, that's what I don't know. That's why I don't care for it. Fuck that. And my mom would actually hiss, because she's a step above my grandmother, who, well, she wouldn't stay with somebody like that. I mean, compared to, see, this guy that my grandmother was with, he didn't know how to fix anything. I mean, he was just a bad luck with any tool in his hand, which is strange because her dad was so different. Well, my mom really would be. She's the kind of person I would say she was like, nah, we don't mess with that guy, because he doesn't. Um he's not useful around the house. I mean, God, you're gonna be taking my sex and eating my food and watching my TV, but you're not really that useful around the house. She was just, I know her that much, even though I am so much different than her, way different. I just, I want to be, I'm a wannabe. I just try to keep it healthy. You notice you have a friend there, and then you'll notice chemistry after a while. It takes time. And, the last thing that I experienced was just like, this is an anomaly that isn't my fault or even theirs. They're operating on this programming that's like, and is this what's going on out there? I don't want anything to do with it. I have a spiritual life that, okay, for 12 years I had nothing to do with anybody. I was with my grandmother. Talk about a spiritual person, and wrapping up that soul pack there, and being alone enough to experience some things. It's like, whoa. But you know how hard it is here to really see the truth in reality in your real life? Not only do you have to fight, interdimensional demons and figure out, like, what is going on. Is it just my awareness? Yeah, it's just your awareness. Nobody's coming for you, babe. You don't go up. See, this is where I'm at. You're not going to like this. You don't go up after you died and deal with all these people. If you do, you better hold your own. You better hold your own and say, hey, now I have my own awareness. And like I said in one of my videos, it's like, I'm going to go this way instead. It's like you are on your own still. You have your awareness. And, I'm not sure if I'm convincing myself of this, but this is my experience so far. You're alone in this. You might find a companion, a really good friend out of your mother, your grandmother, or another a person, female, male, whatever. But even still, you're alone in this. You're better off knowing that before you die, so that when you die, you're still with your awareness, and you can create whatever you want. But I'm here to tell you it would be the same like with here. People are just interference, distraction. They were to learn something here that was probably they didn't get it. They didn't get it that what? It's just them here making their decisions, and what are they going to do? My mom was that smart when she had kids. She didn't run the man through a mill and expect him to pay child support or even be there. Really, if it was like, you are not healthy to be around. In fact, not really safe if you're a gambler and even a womanizer, probably a womanizer. And after a while, it's just looking like too much responsibility to have kids. And when she's seen that, she's like, get out of here. Get out of my house. There was some domestic violence before all that stuff would come up, and I would gather it as, this person, he just doesn't want to be responsible. That's all, and he can't. So, but she never ever indicated that. Like said, oh, this fucking guy over there, never said anything. He just was that, and all you had to do was get your eyes going for yourself and open your ears up and see. This person's a fucking raging immature. insecure person. You know what my grandmother would say? All men are, Shauna. All men are. And I'm like, no, they're not! Okay? My mom didn't say that. It's a hit and miss. My mom ended up with true love in her life, where she was 19 years bedridden because she was diagnosed with a terminal illness at the age of 19. So she kind of was doing life like, damn, but that's very questionable too, like man-made disease that could have been cured. But it took her at the age 62. But she had true love in her life. Her caretaker loved her, was in love with her to the very day he died. He confessed on his deathbed, I love your mother. I'm like, God, look at how beautiful this is. So lucky to have somebody by her side to spoon feed her. Didn't spend too much time in the loveless system out there who thinks that they're going to take care. A lot of people were in there helping, and even me, but the truth is, I didn't have to be there. No, she never, ever made anybody feel obligated to her as a mother. No, she took care, and she said, I want to do this, and now you set your kids free. I'm sick, whatever. The narcissist isn't sure going to stay around there. See, when I think about who my grandmother's husband was, he was not capable of doing what my mom's lover did. My grandmother was the independent one who took such care that basically, when you have a narcissist, which he was a real problem, I mean, you can call it narcissist, but it's just these people that are broken. From day one, they were highly abused. So he was lucky enough to have found her, and she took care of him, sheltered him, and he protected her, whatever, I guess. But really, it's a dynamic that only I would know. And I'm not going to bother to mention here. 12 minutes? Oh my God. I was supposed to just tell you, boy. And I won't be able to tell you. I probably will. But it's just going to sound weird and against all of the religions out there. And it's like, no, 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 no. And so there's where it's just none of anybody's business but mine. So here's this beautiful masterpiece. Once again, listen to it. When he's telling this story, he's just, it's like one of the best performances of these kinds of people. Enjoy.